Live look at blizzard conditions in Plymouth, Massachusetts this Tuesday morning. It's one of many communities along the East Coast that's getting hit hard by a winter blizzard as a massive winter storm churns offshore.
A very good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau, and we're just getting started with non-stop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. And we do have some breaking news for you that we're following for you this morning. One person is in the hospital after a house explosion just south of Bemidji, Minnesota that happened right around 5:30 last night.
County officials got several calls about a blast somewhere in the southwest part of Beltrami County, big enough to rattle windows and knock pictures off people's walls. Emergency crews fanned out to search the area, then received a call from a man saying a house had exploded and smoke was pouring out. One person was taken to the hospital. We do have a crew on the scene. Stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com throughout the day for more details. Also new for you this morning, video released just overnight of what people inside the New Hope, Minnesota City Hall heard as two police officers were shot outside the building. Yeah, gunfire can be heard in the background on the video. It comes from a city council meeting which was just wrapping up when the shooting took place. Take a listen.
Resolution authorizing the purchase of an electronic reader board sign.
Get down, everybody get down.
Authorities say two new police officers had just been sworn in during that meeting and they left the council chambers. That's when they were confronted by a man with a gun who started shooting at them. Now, other officers returned fire and were able to kill the gunman. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Department says the two officers who were shot are in good condition and are expected to survive. Well, that monster storm system that's expected to paralyze the East Coast for up to 3 days, as we mentioned, is even being felt at least a little bit here in the Midwest. Maybe not this morning so much, though. Passengers scheduled to arrive at Fargo's Hector Airport at 10:24 last night actually didn't make it in until after midnight. And there could be a lot more of that kind of trouble today. A spokesman for the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport says many more cancellations are expected from the winter storm event, which is predicted to be one of the worst in history. If you're scheduled to fly in or out of the East Coast or make connections out east in the next couple of days, you should call your airline to make sure the flight is even still on, or make arrangements to change that flight or your plans. Now, we have been keeping a close watch on flights in and out of Fargo for you this morning. There is a 7:45 a.m. Sun Country charter flight that was headed to Cabo. Maybe I should go get back on that one. That one. Okay, my turn. You just got back from Mexico. Okay, you stay here. Lisa and Robert could go on this trip to Mexico. I guess I have to hold down the fort. Do I have to go with Robert? Only fair. But it says Sea Airline, but we just haven't refreshed it. But it is actually running on time. So I guess all the people who are waking up this morning and worry about their flight to Cabo, you're doing okay. As you can see, the other flights, both out of Hector and into Hector and in Grand Forks, are also on time this morning. But again, throughout the day, and you might get out of Fargo. That's the other thing. You might get out of here and then get stuck somewhere. So definitely going to want to call ahead. And there's the update for you. It's 6:51. Time for weather on the ones. Robert, you're taking that wrong. If I got to go to Mexico, I'd go to Mexico with you. Just, no, it's okay. I don't talk to my husband. You stay here and me and Kyle will go back to Mexico. Visibilities across the area still tough out there. Visibilities in many areas a half a mile or so, including here in Fargo, Moorhead, the Valley City area, the Detroit Lakes area, Gwinner, Oaks, down to a quarter of a mile of visibility, 3/4 of a mile, Wahpeton and Fergus Falls. Some very foggy conditions out there. That combined fog and mist combined with temperatures below freezing. Could see a few slick spots out there, especially on lesser traveled roads, residential streets, bridges, and overpasses. 27 here in Fargo, also 27 Detroit Lakes, Wadena, Fergus Falls, and up in the Devil's Lake area. You factor in some southeasterly winds, and we've got some wind chills in the teens in many areas, including an 18 here in Fargo. We've got some cloudiness out there, and we'll see some partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout much of the day today. And once we get rid of that fog, we'll see the partly to mostly cloudy skies. Maybe an isolated flurry in the northern valley. Other than that, quiet in terms of precipitation outside of the mist that's falling in the denser fog areas. Northern plains pretty quiet. Out in the west, we've got some rain and a little bit of snow. And out to the east, we've got not any rain, but a whole lot of snow. And that snow falling at the tune of right in this heaviest band just to the west of Boston up towards Bangor, Maine.
Some of that snow falling at 2 to 3 inches per hour. Some incredible snow totals will come out of this. New York escaped most of this. However, it's still snowing there. Some more heavier snow trying to move back in there, but the heaviest amounts around the New York City area, around 8, 9, 10 inches of snow. So they escaped the several feet of snow that were anticipated. Here, we're going to see some partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout much of the day today, and some mild temperatures with highs in the 30s, maybe even some low 40s in the southwest. Tonight, cloudy skies and perhaps some fog once again. That fog could be locally dense. Tomorrow, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies again. Cool front starts to sag on south, and that will give us a chance for a little bit of light snow shower or flurry activity and maybe a touch of freezing drizzle. We'll continue to watch that. Mild the next couple of days, not as mild on Thursday and Friday, and cold over the weekend. Along with that, a chance for some light snow showers Saturday and a few flurries on Sunday.
Obviously, a lot more on Winter Storm Juno coming up on the Today Show. They'll be going wall-to-wall coverage, but do want to pass along one update that just kind of came in, if you're interested. The travel ban, you mentioned that New York City not hit as bad. A travel ban that had been in place in New York City and parts of New Jersey was lifted this morning. So at least a little bit of good news for them out there.
Thank you, Robert. It's now 6 minutes before 7 o'clock. 2 people from the Twin Cities are in the Cass County Jail this morning after a police chase that started in West Fargo and ended with a crash in North Fargo.
Police say Anthony Sims lost control of his vehicle during that chase and crashed into a fire hydrant and fence. He took off running but was found a couple of blocks away and arrested by officers on numerous charges, including drug possession, reckless endangerment, and driving under suspension. Now, a passenger in that vehicle, Lanisha Fagerstum, was also arrested on drug charges. A 2-year-old child found in the car has been placed in protective custody. A St. Paul, Minnesota man is going to prison for 10 years for leaving his children at a crash scene back in July, including his daughter who was paralyzed in that crash. Earl Ward crashed his car last summer, then left his injured children and ran away.
Ward's 9-year-old son, who suffered a leg injury, was in court when his dad was sentenced. The boy's sister, who has a spine injury that left her a quadriplegic, was not in court, but the family says she is doing as well as expected. Some North Dakota legislators are trying to keep college costs under control. They're considering 2 bills, one that would freeze tuition on all 11 campuses, and another that would do the same, but only at 2-year institutions, both until 2017. Critics say that colleges should become more efficient through means like making teachers teach more credits. Proponents say they're an investment in the state's economy by making this state's schools more attractive to students in the region.
North Dakota lawmakers are also looking at a bill that would allow school officials to possibly pay some teachers more money. The House bill would amend a current statute and allow the board to notify the superintendent of public instruction if they're unable to fill a vacant teaching position with the current pay. That would give them the opportunity to increase the compensation to try and attract candidates. The legislation does include a provision that the pay couldn't be reduced to that individual in future years. People who are opposed to the bill say it is simply too broad. 6:56 now in our consumer alert this morning. A brand new service from Dish Network that will let sports fans cut the cord with cable is set to launch today.
Earlier this month, the satellite TV provider unveiled a new web TV service called Sling TV that lets you stream Universal Sports, ESPN, and some other channels over the web for $20 a month. No cable needed. The service launches today for people who requested invites. A full launch of the service is expected in about 2 weeks. NFL games will be blocked on mobile devices since Verizon has those rights. The availability of live sports has been a major reason some people haven't cut the cord with cable TV.
If you're sick of that dry skin that you've been dealing with these last couple of months, you aren't the only one who's suffering from it.
But this morning, we're helping you feel a little bit better, a little bit softer. The Valley Today's Christy Larson asked the professionals from Catalyst Medical Center what we can do. Good morning, Christy.
Yes, good morning, Lisa and Kyle. You know, I do feel softer. I've been touching my face nonstop after that face treatment. We're here with Abby Boyle, and I know that you guys have a lot of different things that you can do here at Catalyst, but if there's a couple that you might suggest people to do this winter, what would they be?
basically coming in for what we did on you, the hydro infusion treatment, or just a hydrating facial in general, where we can, you know, focus on a light exfoliation, but then just a nice mask to hydrate everything back in again. But otherwise, what we recommend is coming in for a consultation. And if you mentioned that you saw this episode today, one of our 4 estheticians, we can get you in for a complimentary consultation. That way we can sit through and kind of just pick out the best plan for you and go from there.
And I like that too, because then you know, like we talked about, which moisturizer, which at-home remedies you should be using, because you never know what type of skin you have until you hear it from a professional. You might be a guesser, but you have to know exactly what it is to get that treatment plan.
Absolutely. Yep. There's many different things, and like people battle rosacea, things like that. You know, there's other options. We can do laser treatments, especially in the wintertime when you're not out in the sun. This is the time to do those type of treatments. But the best thing is to come in, let us decide the best treatment plan for you and go from there.
Right. And again, we do have some of those at-home remedies. We have 4 different recipes already up on valleynewslive.com. And, you know, Lisa, I'm feeling like maybe we could have a girls' weekend, do our face, do our legs.
I know.
Loving this
I
morning.
love the homemade scrubs that, you know, you could do on your legs and your feet. It would be fun. We're going to come out of that weekend smelling like sugar and being very soft. Christy Larson, we learned a lot this morning. Thank you, Christy.
Well, they have the girls' weekend coming up. Guys have the Super Bowl this weekend. Of course, the 2 teams, the Patriots and the Seahawks, they are now in Arizona and getting ready for the big game on Sunday. Today, however, it's all about the circus of Super Bowl Media Day.
Journalists from around the world will be there, and the Patriots will likely face a lot of questions about Deflategate. The Pats owner says his team did not deflate footballs used in the AFC Championship game, and he wants an apology once they're cleared. Of course, the big game is on Sunday. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. In a survey, what did 1/3 of women admit to doing when no one was looking?
The answer, going over to that thermostat and turning up the heat. You can take part in our question of the morning every Monday through Friday at our Valley News Live Facebook page. Not much need to do that today. Kind of Mother Nature turning up the heat for us.
Yeah, not too bad for January standards. We do have a lot of fog out there. Once again, there's a look at the visibilities across the area. Down to a half mile here in Fargo and several other locations, as low as a 1/4 mile in Oaks. That in combination with some cold temperatures below freezing could be creating some slick spots.
Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. We'll have more local news and weather for you right here in 25 minutes.
Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning.